Hi everyone, check it out. We are doing solving half-life equations. Alright, so check it out. Let's look at what the half-life equation is. Alright, so we have half-life is A of t is equal to A naught times 1/2 to the t over h. So what do all these mean? A of t, that's our final amount, so the amount with respect to time. A naught is a sub 0 because our t is 0, so that's the initial amount. T is time, and h is half-life. And we also make sure you check to make sure that the units of t and h are the same. If it's days, it's days. If it's years, it's years. If it's hours, it's hours. They all have to match up and be the same. Or you want to convert your time or the amount of half-life in time to whatever the time is that you're taking. For instance, if the half-life says days and you're in minutes, then you want to convert those minutes to time or in the number of days or a portion of days. Alright, so that's the half-life equation. The other thing you might want to check, make sure you have the same units on, is the final amount and the initial amount. Sometimes we get problems where we're in milligrams or grams, things like that. So we want to make sure all those amounts are the same as well. Alright? Example number 1. Check it out. It says h is equal to 90 days. The half-life is 90 days. Our A naught, our initial amount is 80. Our time after some t, or amount of the substance after some time, is 20 pounds. But we don't know t. So we fill in the equation 20 equals 80, 1/2 to the t over 90. Divide by 20, we get 20 divided by 80 is equal to 1/2 t over 90. We can reduce 20 over 80 to 1/4. So we get 1/4 is equal to 1/2 t over 90. And now we need a way to bring this down. Okay, so we can start solving in linear land instead of exponential land. That's why we use natural logs or logarithms. So there's no reason why you couldn't bring log of 0.25 over to each side. I just choose to do ln because for these problems it's just a little simpler to keep track of just one thing instead of the change the base and all that stuff. So ln of each side, which helps me bring this down. So we get ln of 1/4 is equal to t over 90. ln times 1/2. Then I can divide or multiply both sides by 90. And we get 90 ln 1/4 is equal to t ln 1/2. Divide by ln 1/2, we get 90 ln 1/4 divided by ln to the half, and that will equal t, and t is equal to 180 days. So let's go back and think about this for a second. Go back to our original problem, and if we know that every 90 days it gets halved, so half of 80 is 40. Half of 40 is 20. So we would think that the first half-life, the first 90 days, it would be 40. The second 90 days, it would be to 20, right? Just logically, it seems plausible that that would happen. And in fact, we just solved for it, and we got 180 days, and guess how many half-lives there are in 180 divided by 90? Well, there are 2, all right? So it makes sense. All right, now the next problem says 4 ounces of a radioactive substance was stored in your garage by aliens. Oh no, aliens. And after 12 weeks, only 3 ounces of the substance was remaining. What is its half-life? So what I did was I underlined and went through and looked for the relative information that I need, and I underlined them according to the color coding that I had set forth. So I was looking for, well, the radioactive substance stored, that's the original amount, 4 ounces. Keep reading by aliens. After 12 weeks, that's the time, t, 12 weeks. A sub 0, 4 ounces. Only 3 ounces remain. All right, remaining, that's the final amount. So that is our A of 12. But half-life, we don't know. So let's see if we can solve for half-life now. We've got 3 equals 4 times 1/2 to the 12 over h. We divide by 4. We've got 3/4 equals 1/2 to the 12 over h. Then again, we bring in ln because that's who we want to help solve this exponential equation. So we ln both sides. We get ln 3/4 equals ln 1/2 to the 12 over h. By the power rule, we bring this down. We get ln of 3/4 is equal to 12 over h times ln to the 1/2. And we get, if we know that this are indirectly proportional, h and ln 3/4, then they can switch places. And so if you wanted to, you could cross multiply h over and then divide by the ln of 3/4. No matter. If you know the relationship, it makes it easier, or you can do it algebraically. So h is equal to 12 ln 1/2 ln of divided by ln of 3/4. And you get the half-life is 28.9 weeks. Okay, so let's see if it makes sense. After 28.9 weeks, or just over 24 weeks, we would be at, well, if it started at 4 ounces, then we'd be at 2 at 24. So we're only half of a half. So half of a half of 24 is about 12. So we've got 3 ounces, so we're halfway there, or not even to a full half-life. All right, so that problem also makes sense in that equation. All right, well, that has been solving half-life equations. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.